Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now. Well, if there were concerns around Team India leaving it till a little too late in the first ODI in Lucknow, all of those were quelled in the second one because they got to the target with quite some time to spare. Courtesy of very special century number 2 in ODIs from Shreyas Iyer and one from Ishan Kishan, well, that wasn't. Let's recap the second India versus South Africa ODI right here in our match story. There was a bit of a surprise at the toss. Keshav Maharaj walked in as South Africa's captain and gave the news that Temba Bavuma and Tabraiz Shamsi were both unwell and would be sitting out, as would Lungi and Giri, as came in Reza Hendricks, Bjorn Fortuin and Anvik Nokia. For India, the two debutants from the first ODI, Ruturaj Gaikwad and Ravi Bishnoi, sat out, as in came Washington Sundar and another debutant in Shreyas Iyer. South Africa, of course, won the toss and opted to bat first on a track which Shikhar Dhawan thought would assist the chasing side better because there might be traces of dew later on in the game. South Africa's start with the bat wasn't great. Quinton de Kock was gone. Soon, Siraj got him out. Then, Shabazz Ahmed got his maiden ODI wicket in the form of Yaneman Malan. Then walked in Reza Hendricks and Aiden Markram. One batter in form, the other searching for one, and the two stitched together a very solid 129-run partnership. A run-a-ball partnership, mind you, which meant that South Africa were really galloping towards what seemed like a 300-plus total. At the 37th over mark, they had gotten to 200 already with still 7 wickets remaining in the bank, which meant the signs were really bad for Team India because the death bowling had been struggling until this point. Not today. Not with Mohammad Siraj and his impeccable form in white ball cricket, because he came in and really took charge in those death overs. India gave away only 57 runs in the back 10. Siraj returning with figures of 3 wickets for 38 runs from his 10 overs. South Africa managed on the board just 278 runs, and I say just 278 because at one point it did seem like they would go on to perhaps a 300-plus total. India's start with the bat wasn't great either. Shikhar Dhawan was gone, as was Shubman Gill. But then started the show. Ishan Kishan and Shreyas Iyer were in their elements, especially Ishan Kishan. He was really latching on to the short balls, the short stuff that South African bowlers are serving him. And he was really liking it on the day. 7 sixes, 4 fours. It seemed like that century was right there, and then it wasn't. He was dismissed on 93, but not before the two had stitched together a very crucial 161-run partnership of just 155 balls. And while Kishan was gone, Shreyas Iyer was still out there. All the talk about his struggles against the short ball, today he was here to prove a point, and prove a point he did. Really batted well, played the spinners late, had put an exhibition of all the shot making that you can imagine from Shreyas Iyer, raced to only his second ODI century in a crunch chase, paced it perfectly. By the end, Sanju Samson added some finishing touches. India cruised home to win the game by 7 wickets and level the series 1-1 in Ranchi. Now, this means that South Africa's automatic qualification route to the 2023 ODI World Cup is jeopardized, and they may have to play the qualifiers in Zimbabwe, because if they had to qualify automatically, they had to win all the games in this series. Well, that's that from the second ODI then. The series is leveled 1-1 as we move on to the third one.